Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Haydxn, and today we are bringing back the series Superstar Spotlight, and I figured there was nobody better to do it than my boy, Bray Wyatt. So if you guys are ready for this video, go ahead, grab your snack, sit tight, and let's get right into the spotlight. Bray Wyatt, whose real name is Wyndham Rotunda, is a professional wrestler currently signed to, well, you guessed it, WWE. He was born in Brooksville, Florida, and at the time of this recording is currently 36 years old. Bray Wyatt comes from a family of wrestlers, with his grandfather being Blackjack Mulligan, his father IRS, his two uncles Barry and Kendall Wyndham, and his brother Bo Dallas, or Uncle Howdy. We never really got a chance to figure that one out. Bray Wyatt actually won a state wrestling championship in his high school in 2005 and went on to Troy University with a football scholarship, and just 27 credits short of getting his bachelor's degree, decided to leave college and go after his career of becoming a professional wrestler. Good choice, in my opinion. That's just me. I don't know. He ended up making his in-ring debut at WWE's early developmental territory known as FCW, where he fought alone as well as alongside his brother Bo Dallas. They also went on to become the FCW Tag Team Champions and would fight many notable names like Vance Archer, aka Lance Archer, Trent Beretta, Heath Slater, and in 2010 he would go on to debut at NXT under the alias Husky Harris, being the protege to his pro Cody Rhodes. Yes, I want to see this storyline nowadays. There is plenty of past to explore with this, and I can't wait to see it. I don't know what WWE's waiting on. Just please pull the trigger and give me this feud. The next time we would notably see Bray Wyatt is when Husky Harris would go on to join the group Nexus, which was led by people like Wade Barrett and CM Punk. They kind of took over WWE for a little bit. They were a really big deal, really monumental stable. And he was pretty much chilling until Randy Orton would write him off of TV with a punt kick, and that was the last thing we would hear of him for a while. He was then repackaged again in 2012 as Bray Wyatt, and then later aligned with the Wyatt family, being Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, and Bray Wyatt. Eric Rowan and Luke Harper eventually went on to win the NXT Tag Team Champions under Bray Wyatt's thumb, and they eventually lost it to Adrian Neville and Corey Graves. Yes, that Corey Graves. Soon after this, Raw began airing vignettes weekly of Wyatt and his Wyatt compound and the Wyatt family, and eventually they debuted on the main roster by attacking the Big Red Machine Kane. The Wyatts would continue to wreak havoc by attacking guys like Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal, R-Truth, and Kane would eventually challenge Bray Wyatt to an Inferno match at the 2013 SummerSlam event. Bray Wyatt would actually go on to defeat Kane with the help of the Wyatt family, and from then on we knew that the Wyatts were something that you did not want to mess with. The Wyatts would later continue to terrorize the main roster, with notable names joining the Wyatt family like Daniel Bryan, Braun Strowman, and even Randy Orton. And speaking of Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt won his first main roster title, teaming with Randy Orton when they defeated Heath Slater and Rhino for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Bray also went on to win the WWE Championship at the 2017 Elimination Chamber pay-per-view before losing it to former teammate Randy Orton at WrestleMania 33. The next time Wyatt had a notable part in a main roster feud was when he ended up aligning himself with Matt Hardy and forming the Deleters of Worlds. They eventually went on to win the Raw Tag Team Championships at the Greatest Royal Rumble event, but sadly the group had to be disbanded because Matt Hardy had to take some time off to heal some injuries, and creative just had nothing else for Bray Wyatt at the time. Bray Wyatt was pretty much MIA after this until April of 2019, when WWE began airing just some creepy and eerie vignettes featuring a buzzard and a witch and just various other toys, I guess. This led us to the sinister creation of the Firefly Funhouse, where Bray Wyatt was portraying this eerie children's character who would like talk to his puppets and hint towards major happenings in the future. And this is where Bray essentially killed his old character and introduced us to the demonic fiend alter ego persona of himself. These creepy segments aired until July of 2019, when Bray Wyatt eventually returned and attacked Finn Balor in one of the most badass returns in the history of WWE. The Fiend went on to attack people like Kurt Angle, Mick Foley, Jerry Lawler, and all while this is happening, the Firefly Funhouse segments are still airing pretty much weekly, which tells us that Bray Wyatt has like two different sides, neither of them you really want to mess with at all. The Fiend then went on to win the Universal Championship, as well as introduce his own fiendish version of the championship. He also put on many memorable matches with guys like Daniel Bryan, The Miz, Seth Rollins, a lot of names. We're not going to talk about how Goldberg's old washed-up ass pretty much handed The Fiend his first loss and took the Universal title from him, so we're going to skip over that, and we're going to talk about how when Bray Wyatt eventually, challenged John Cena to a WrestleMania match known as the Firefly Funhouse match. Now, being that this was in WWE's pandemic era, it gave them a lot of creativity aspects that they wouldn't have had in a normal match. They were able to just record these weird, wacky moments throughout John Cena's career, and at each point they all led into Bray Wyatt eventually beating John Cena with a mandible claw, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, and this was giving Bray Wyatt his first and only WrestleMania win that he's ever had. He'd then go on to have another pandemic era type pre-recorded, creative match against Braun Strowman with the Wyatt Swamp fight. The match was really eerie, but it was kind of lackluster in the end, and I'm pretty sure that it ended with just The Fiend emerging out of the swamp, while yes, being a cool visual didn't really add much to the Extreme Rules pay-per-view that it was on. Yeah, it was pretty weird times back then. He would eventually go on to win the Universal title again and then align himself with Alexa Bliss. And at the 2020 TLC pay-per-view, The Fiend and Randy Orton had the very first ever Firefly Inferno match, where Randy Orton basically killed The Fiend by lighting his entire body on fire. This wrote The Fiend off of television until he returned at the Fastlane 2021 pay-per-view during Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss. Again, really weird times. Anyways, when he came out, he was this burnt version of the character. It was really cool. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton went on to have a match at WrestleMania 37 where he was a regenerated version as The Fiend. That also looked very cool, but due to outside interference, I guess, by Alexa Bliss, The Fiend ended up losing to Randy Orton by like 1 RKO. And that was the last time we saw Bray Wyatt, because then he was released in July of 2021. And that was just it. That was it. Or so we thought, because in October of 2022, my boy popped out at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and he made the most epic return in WWE history. I'm talking like the puppets from the Firefly Funhouse even had to come to life to witness this themselves. That's how good this was, I'm telling y'all. So Bray Wyatt comes back, and he aligns with Uncle Howdy, or Bo Dallas. We still never really got the chance to figure that out, and they led to a feud against LA Knight at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view in 2023 in the first ever Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. Yeah, that match. So this match, it was a match it was a match, so that was okay. If you guys haven't seen it yet, then I suggest you just go see it for yourself and then you make your own judgment. But, it was a match, so they had that going for him. And Uncle Howdy jumped off a thing onto LA Knight through a thing. And that was, the last match Bray Wyatt had up until this moment. And we have no idea where he is. There's no sign of Bray Wyatt. He's showing no sign of doing anything in WWE right now. He's still under contract at the time of this recording, but also at the time of this recording, we haven't seen him in a match since Royal Rumble, and a few weeks later, that was like the last time we seen him on TV in general. I really hope that he's doing okay, because there is a lot of reports saying that his mental health isn't doing well. There's a lot of reports saying his health in general isn't doing well, and that's the reason why WWE has been keeping him off of TV since like January. So let's just go ahead and run through some accomplishments of Bray Wyatt. He's a one-time FCW Tag Team Champion, a one-time WWE Champion, a two-time WWE Universal Champion, one-time Raw Tag Team Champion, and a one-time SmackDown Tag Team Champion. I mean, the dude even had a match against The Undertaker at WrestleMania 31, which obviously holds a very special place in my heart, given that these are my two favorite wrestlers of all time. So with Bray Wyatt currently being off of TV, he's definitely had a career that not many people can say that they have had, and I see him with great success in the future as well. Not only just the success that he's already had, but I think that he can definitely continue it. Let me know what you guys think about Bray Wyatt. Let me know if you learned something new on this video today, because that's definitely the goal with the Superstar Spotlight series. And if you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!